Here we go, opening ball of the second test. Nicely timed from Smith. This will test Chris Martin, who's done well. No doubt the umpires, Asoka Da Silva and Alim Dar, might just want to go upstairs to check this one. Chris Martin into the action early on.
Graeme Smith did well here, didn't he? Got the bat outside the pad. Sometimes you can get a little nick on those when you play outside your pads like that. Gee, that's a close one.
Lovely stroke. Chris Cairns is after it, but it does run away there. Oh, ow. Now that is nasty. He tried to dive and his knee got caught. And we know about Chris Cairns' knees. And look at the divot it's brought up, and he's struggling to get to his feet.
Thrashed through the covers for 4. Shot of the morning. Smashed away from Gibbs again. They're going to get to the fence only just. Whether it got a piece of Mark Richardson on the way past or whether it was just not perfectly timed, but the intent was obvious.
Well, high in the air, the trap is set. It's gone the whole way, 6 runs. Well. Oh, fantastic shot for 4. Herschel Gibbs, he's into his work now, picks off Cairns for 4.
He's gone for this. You see, Chris Cairns just that little bit too short. If anything, this one was a little bit too full and didn't bounce that much.
Wow. Too short and dispatched. Second 6 of the morning. Herschel Gibbs this time. More worries for Fleming. Cairns continues now. More runs through the gully region. More frustration for New Zealand. Gibbs picks up 4.
Instead of the middle. Clunk. Another boundary, and Herschel Gibbs in the last 10 minutes has been quite majestic. Bowler number 6.
Now, is there enough moisture there still for Daniel Vettori prior to lunch? He's not going to get too many overs to get it to turn damp. See there, not a lot of revolutions on the ball there. It's early days for him yet.
Good stroke. Lovely shot from Herschel Gibbs. He's a beautiful cover driver of the ball. He's shown it right there. Good shout here. Has he pitched it on? Was there a hint of 2 noises? It was a good delivery, mind you. Here it is. There's the answer straight away. It's all Asoka Da Silva has to work out. Did it pitch on? No, it didn't. Not out. Beautiful stroke, and he's got a lot of this. Straight out of the middle of the bat and easily gets to the boundary. Yeah. 100 partnership. Typically tucked away strongly through the onside. Another boundary to Smith. Inconsistencies for the New Zealand side as South Africa bring up the 100. This will be 50 for Gibbs. Absolutely superb stroke.
Quality placement from Herschel Gibbs. It's the one thing he does through the offside.
Because another's just raced to the boundary off the blade of Gibbs.
Short, pulled away. That's will bring up the 50 for Graeme Smith. 9 4s.
It's lovely. Nice and simple. A little over pitched. And it has disappeared down the wide long on for 4. And this has gone for 4. There's no snore about this at the moment. They've come out with some intention here.
Glorious. He didn't hit the pads, he hit the middle of the bat. Another boundary for Gibbs.
In the air, but there's no one there. Down to third man. There's only one slip in place. Stephen Fleming on the defensive, and Graham Smith makes half an error.
Oh, beautifully glanced. This is an underrated shot in the game of cricket. There's another quality shot, this time down the ground.
Sweeping Smith finds the gap beautifully. Man position at mid-wicket. An orthodox sweep position. He bisects the field for 4. 6 in the black line there. Oh, aerial. And was that a chance? That may well have gone to hand.
Yeah, playing away from the body. That's an area where Herschel Gibbs every now and again didn't get the eye-line in line with the ball. A little bit of extra pace, and it's in the air and down. Comfortable height. Made a meal of that.
Bowden, beautiful piece of bowling. Chris Cairns strikes. Drop catch from Warren a few balls before. Cairns says, I don't need the field. That's a magnificent piece of bowling.
It sure is. That's a great delivery. A man who's in so much touch as Herschel Gibbs for 80. He suddenly got one to just nip away enough, and nothing is a better sight for a fast bowler than hitting the top of the off stump, and that's exactly what Chris Cairns did. At last, he says, give the ball to me, skipper. He's come back well. His first 5 went for 27. He's got Herschel Gibbs. 177 for 1.
Oh, it's been South Africa's day. The tea break, 2 sessions complete. 177 for 1 they are. 58 overs bowled. Graham Smith, 88 not out. It's been hard graft for New Zealand, but Chris Cairns has struck right on the stroke of tea.
It's quite full. I tell you what, and he's given it because it is full. First ball after the break, Martin goes full and gets it on around middle and leg. The Soka de Silva has a good think, and Smith is gone. 2 wickets and 2 balls either side of the tea break.
Doesn't look thrilled. Is he disappointed with himself? Is he disappointed with Ahsoka de Silva? He was picking these off merrily for the first 2 sessions. It's full enough. Where does it pitch? Well, it's hitting. Did it pitch just on leg stump? Going on to hit middle and leg inside the middle. He thought long and hard about exactly that. Where did it pitch? He said it was full enough to pitch in line, and has sent Graham Smith on his way. Kallis will get 4 to get underway.
Glorious stroke.
Got that one, Kallis. He plays that shot oh so well.
Waiting.
Don't worry about the pace, he'll make his own. Well, there's that ounce of luck. There it is. Couldn't resist going for the big drive. Jacques Kallis. And the pressure's relieved. Very streakily though.
That'll run away.
Rudolph has a run. In fact, he might have more than 1 run. He might have 3 if he scurries. And he has. So a great start, wasn't it, for South Africa? Smith and Gibbs, 88 and 80 respectively. Opening stand of 177. It told the story of the setting up of this test match for South Africa. They did lose a little bit of momentum towards the end, only scoring 54 runs in the 3rd session.
It's gone. Martin the wicket. Paps the catcher. Rudolph the batsman.
Sorry, Jerry, got excited. There's suddenly one swung, and we haven't seen anything swing for a while. This is the difference between Kallis and Rudolph. A little bit of late swing there, and he was committed to the shot. Didn't make the late adjustment that Kallis had done, even though he's a right-hander, and Martin has his wicket. Gone, bowled, beautiful delivery, and it swung.
That's what we're talking about. A bit of swing bowling this morning has really troubled the South African. That's a great delivery. It hasn't been a fairy tale so far for Gary Kirsten. His stumps are disturbed by Jake Oram, and New Zealand have made some big inroads this morning. Good delivery.
Shows you the value of changing the line of the ball in the air. It's hit the off stump hard as Kirsten just pushed towards the initial line and created a gap as he went a little bit far in between bat and pad. Good stroke. Mackenzie underway here with a boundary. Little edge, gone. Comfortable catch. Going away to his right, staying low, McCullum. Again, a stroke on the front foot.
And again, the in-swing, every time it's in-swing, Jacques Kallis has adjusted. I think he thought this one was just going to move in, and it's just held its line nicely. It did, in fact, nipped away slightly. That's an excellent delivery. You can't blame Jacques Kallis for that. That's just a very good delivery. Delighted is Chris Martin. He's bowled very well this morning. Woo, New Zealand right back in this game.
Edged and gone. McMillan in his 50th test picks up a good catch. And Martin is having a blinder here this morning.
Stand by your beds, all right. It's starting to happen. And Mark Boucher, who's been clearly unsettled by some consistent bowling, thought he saw an opportunity to pick up a boundary. Looking to play freely through the offside. He hit it on the move, and that was the problem. He couldn't keep it down. And McMillan has taken a very useful catch at gully. Chris Martin, welcome back.
That's a lovely shot from Mackenzie. He just stood up straight. That's too short. The width was offered. And punched through the covers for 4. Good cricket shot.
You can see Kallis in his mind, he was getting set for today. Set for day 2, possibly even thinking about the Sudan record of 6 in a row. Well, he's already joined him. There's only Jacques Kallis and Sudan on 5.
That's a good strong shot from Mackenzie. Short and wide from Tuffy. He hasn't started well.
Got him straight through. Oh, they've got the 5th one this morning, and Tuffy feels as if he might be back in the groove.
Well, I'm interested in the bounce. I thought I heard just a little clunk before it went into the stumps, which is a clonk. Whether it's the bat against pad or whether it's just snuck through. Oh, it's inside edge onto pad. And I'll be interested to see it from side on too, but it's a very big wicket because I don't think it's hit too that high up on the stumps.
Beautiful shot. That really is a classy shot.
Nice stroke. I think it's really testing Tuffy, and he won't pull it in, so beautifully timed from Boyer. Gone! Great catch, Paps. That was quite fast and to his left. And Paps has pulled in a beauty, and he has given Chris Martin Pfeiffer. Terrific teamwork by the New Zealanders there.
He's played one other like this, Neil Mackenzie, not really getting to the line of the ball. You can see the eyes are not really behind it, and it always goes square. Michael Paps was there waiting. Chris Martin gets 5.
Now, inside edge. Yes. Osoka de Silva says so. 6 wickets for Chris Martin. In one of the finest spells we've seen in a while.
He'll rue that one.
In front and gone. The umpire's finger went up straight away. And Oram wraps up the innings for New Zealand.
It's going to be Sean Pollock and Mark Richardson going to do personal battle here. Richardson, I think, very keen to first of all to get in. It'll be also interesting whether he's able with the new ball to get the drive underway. You'll watch him to let go early on or play and miss. the air. It's streaky, but New Zealand are underway. Edged, gone. Paps is out. New Zealand have lost their first wicket. Pollock has the record. He passes Donald.
This is what he's just so good at, Shaun Pollock. Yeah, radar's beautiful there. Not much else that he could have done about that, Michael Paps. That is just a really good piece of bowling. And Nicky Boyer, it's a great catch.
That's 4. That's beautifully timed.
Edged, and good catch, Callis. What a hammer.
42 kilometres per hour off the outside edge. It was screaming high, and Cullis did brilliantly to haul it in.
And Richardson ducks into a bouncer. Right into the shoulder blade. Didn't get up much at all. Richardson really should have been standing up and just knocking it down.
And he's picked off first ball by Scott Styris. Long half volley on leg stump. Good shot from Scott Styris. Down leg again, picked off again. That'll race for 4. Pulling again, Styris. That's another good shot. He is getting into Tabruga here. 10 runs off 3 balls. Problems for the skipper. Oh, an edge this time. That'll fly through the slips for 4 too. A little unlucky this time, the bowler. It's a good shot from Richardson. That's one area in which he is very strong. Good timing for 4. Cutting this time. Strong shot again. Too short and wide from Intini. Well, there's a couple of expensive shots from Richardson. It's a very quick momentum shift for New Zealand. 22 for 2 to 44 for 2 in just the 2 overs. Styris has raced to 24 off just 26 balls.
Immediately on the spot.
Wow. Scott Styris is not mucking around. Square slash on the offside for 4.
Over the top, the old one-day shot. He's still in one-day mode, Scott Styris. Just wonder what happened with Jacques Cullis when he landed. He went back to the bowling crease straight away because that was a poor delivery over the head. Scratching the landing area for his foot.
Got that one through. That'll release a bit of tension. Through the gap. Nicely placed for 4. Was in the air momentarily, but well wide.
No catch. Magnificent stroke to bring up a wonderful 50. One bounce. 4th half century, 200s. And one of the best innings Styris has produced so far. And again, hammered this time, same area. Straight down the ground again. Edged and through. Wow, 3rd slip. Good stroke here. This didn't get up that much. Styris was using more the vertical bat, and 100 up for New Zealand.
Didn't bail out of that though. That's gone into the terraces. Just. That's up there, Ahsoka. In the air, and he's gone. Herschel Gibbs takes a sharp catch.
This time it's more of an edge. A little bit closer into the body. Callis, this time not so far, and it just raced to Gibbs, who pretended it went past. Had a bit of byplay with the crowd. 45 Richardson, New Zealand 137 for 3.
The top edge. Now, how far has this gone? I think far enough again. 6 more, yeah. He's got lucky with the angle, Scott Styris here, because that was anything but perfectly timed.
One of the best hundreds you'll ever see. Super 100, absolutely stunning. 16 fours, and what a way to bring it up. A cover drive of the highest quality. That's Craig McMillan. Whatever you think, just think the opposite.
Don't leave it to Scotty. I'll do it myself.
Well, incredible comeback by the New Zealanders, wasn't it? Led by Chris Martin, 6 wickets, outstanding performance, along with the wicket of Gary Kirsten and Cullis. They were the 2 gems that New Zealand so badly was going after, and they picked them up in quick succession. 123.3 overs, and South Africa humbled after starting the day at 231 for 2. Best bowling figures in first-class cricket, let alone Test cricket, for Chris Martin. 6 for 76. Tuffy 1 for 41 chimed in. 2 for 60 Oram, who was quite superb. Cairns 1 for 54. Still sits on 199. But overall, that New Zealand bowling unit was much more together, much more into it this morning. At 2 for 12, New Zealand were poised on the brink of poor start. In fact, an early collapse. Richardson and Styris pulled it round with a tremendous partnership of 125 for the 3rd wicket, and then McMillan at the end of the day, who was everything positive, as he normally is, even in a situation where New Zealand could ill afford to lose another wicket. The story though, Scott Styris, Test 100 number 3, one of the better ones in a difficult situation on a pitch that had produced so many wickets earlier in the day. He was so positive, his stroke play was assured, and that 118 not out was fully deserved. South Africa toiled hard. Pollock picked up his wicket he was after. 331 now, and he's gone past Alan Donald, but that was his only reward. Tini 1 for 44 to Brugge, but some early punishment and fought back quite nicely. None for 46. Cullis 1 for 54. He's an experimental bowler. He's not quite as quick as he used to be, and he goes for a few more runs from time to time. 5.40 was quite good for New Zealand's cause in the context of the day, and Nicky Boyer opted a little bit of punishment, which could be signal for tomorrow. 201 for 3 New Zealand, and there you have it. McMillan and Styris ready to resume this morning.
Devon Smith. That'll run away for 4.
Oh, well, this time he's found a gap. Too full from Ntini, pounced upon by McMillan.
Wait! Through the gap, and that will race away to the point boundary for 4. Well, he got it through. That's a brilliant piece of batting. He had to make the adjustment there, Styris, because he couldn't pick it up straight, so he's decided, I've got to hit it a bit squarer. Through the gap, and he's got it through this time. Scott Styris, and that's about the use of the wrist, hitting the ball a little later and a little squarer, and that's the 100 partnership. Can't stop that. That is placement superb.
In the air and wide. No luck for Jacques Cullis in this over.
He wants the run, and there it is, 150 for Scott Styris. A quite marvellous effort from the Northern Districts man. He raises his bat. It's been a real pleasure to watch. He's carried on his fantastic work from yesterday. Takes the congratulations from Craig McMillan.
Yeah, more of a graft this morning, but he's really presented that full face, and it's been a broad bat from Scott Styris.
Slice of luck from McMillan. Boucher throws down the stumps, but McMillan will raise his bat because that's his 50. And that's been a fine hand too. 124 runs he's added now with Scott Styris.
And there's a man at mid-on, but that's just gone over the heads of mid-on. Gone! Can you believe it? It's worked. Styris has just pushed forward, and Pollock's taken a pretty simple catch in the end, just gently off the outside edge. A real non-event, but it's a huge one for South Africa, and Graham Smith, he got it right.
Got to pat him on the back for that, but it is all a bit anticlimactic, as I think Styris opened the face looking to push a little bit hard at that. The ball just got a little bit of turn, took an outside edge, drives, pulls, cuts, and at rapid sort of pace as well. Scott Styris 170, caught Pollock, bowled Boyer.
And that's first runs off the lunch. Good looking shot. It's going to be a tight race. Picks up 3. Good start for McCullum. Little bit of swing. Outside edge over the top. Committed himself to the shot, did Craig McMillan. Oh, wonderful delivery, that one.
It's that lovely back end of a length. He's shown the outswinger to McMillan. This is one of his stock deliveries. Over the years you've seen batsmen just get squared up and just a little bit of fishing outside off stump.
And that's the reply. Just chip it over the top of mid-on. Oh, he went the other way, too short. McMillan pounced on it. He'll be mighty disappointed with that, Shaun Pollock. 304 for 4. As Craig McMillan goes past the 3,000. Oh, Turns give it up with 9 to go. Well, take that.
This is real calypso stuff. Look at that. It's not very wide at all. It's coming back with the angle from Mackay Tini. He's just a little late back cut. See, that's just outside off stump. He's created his own width there and used the pace of Nantini and kept it down beautifully. A good bit, a great replay. This had a stump cam. How close that was.
That's a better line. Oh, he's unlucky. The last one was a good shot. Price cover. Gone. He had a little bit of bad luck at the beginning of the over, Shaun Pollock, and now he's had a little bit of good luck. Kept a little low. And Craig McMillan pays the penalty for going across the line.
Well, he couldn't survive. He just had the one delivery to keep out. Think about the next over. He's gone for that flamboyant shot off the back foot. Balance wasn't there when he played the shot, so he opened up. And he's got through. He's got through Craig McMillan. Set for 100. He missed out. He got 82, and now New Zealand 314 for 5.
No holding back. Man back. It's only a single. He's prepared to take him on.
Chris Cairns, real opportunity here. Needs just 108 runs to get past 3,000. Test runs. Craig McMillan. Last ball of Pollock's over.
Well, there's a good stroke. Too short from Pollock. Nice drive. Actually a little inside out, but that meant he found the gap superbly.
Well, he got enough of it, and he got it straight enough to beat mid-off on the inside.
Not bad off the bottom of the bat, Jerry. A couple of bounces and already into the boardings. He really reached for it, and you could see his intent was to go down the ground. Again, square on the offside. Not a full flourish, but that was poor fielding. Jacques Rudolph You know, that's just a little sign that the South African side are getting wary and starting to lose their concentration a little. That might be the reason why Cairns is really wanting to push on and see if he can inflict a few more mistakes like that. That's a shocker. Only encourage Cairns to hit it harder. See what I mean? 50 since lunch, 10 boundaries, and Cairns 22. Make it 3. Wow. Hit it harder. You can't hit it any harder.
I want you to go and field it short cover, please, Martin. Now let's just have a look if this is in the air also. Yeah, doesn't matter.
Four fours and 5 balls.
Great ball, gone. Very full. Dragged on, I think, by McCullum. It's successful. The switch it ends immediately.
Well, all the intention was on Christopher Cairns and tended to forget about McCullum. And he just didn't extend enough into what was a full toss. But because the footwork was lacking, he turned it into an inside edge. So Nantini has struck at a good time for South Africa. McCullum gone for 13, 3:49 for 6. Straight away, Oram has troubled the scorers.
Oh dear. Onslaught on the offside. And this is a half volley, really. Just short of it. Just so that enough bounce to get the middle of the bat there.
What I like about it is he sort of got low to it. Big gap down to third man. And then Cairns has touch as well as brute force. And he is all over South Africa like a cheap suit.
Well, I thought it was wide actually for a start, but then looking at that in the replay, it wasn't that wide. In fact, you have to give points there to Cairns. He just waited for this, harnessed the power of the bowler and the pace of the bowler, ran away very quickly.
Oh, man. I'll buy the book on off drives if that photo's in it. Fantastic shot.
Yeah, Graham Pollock lookalike, that one. He showed his class, did Jake Oram, and now kicks off with a beauty.
Some of the best batting of the summer, let alone the test or the series. Spanked down the ground by Oram for 4 more. He loves it off drive. It's going nicely for him.
Couldn't cut it off, so to Brugger, he gave him a sight of the first one, and Cairns didn't take full toll, but he's not going to miss out twice. So difficult for a young bowler to to get the ball up there. So what does he do? Is on the short side. Graham Smith's quite deep, still can't get there.
48 off 32. Doesn't get it perfectly, Jacob Oram, but this is a dangerous chase. That's why you've got to be very careful. .50 for Chris Cairns. Brilliant display of hitting and then some patience. Wonderful stuff. 64 minutes, just 41 balls.
Premeditated, just paddled it around on the full. Get the 50 up. What will he do next? It's a big bat. And very wide too.
Down the ground, Oram. Again, beautifully. Gee, he's been good through that zone.
Wait on.
400 up for New Zealand with that straight try from Cairns. That might be one of them. That is outstanding. Oh, how many rows? Nearly up into the top tier. Magnificent stroke, his first real big one against Boyer.
Yeah, enough is enough. Enough is enough fiddling around outside off stump. He waited, that was the key. He waited, he went late, and then used the feet perfectly to get into position to get the bat under the ball. The shot, I mean. Back-to-back sixes. Gee whiz, he belted that.
Well, it's gone so fast, it's impossible to be able to cover the flight of the ball. Really good stride, and that got him close to the ball and knew exactly where it was going. That's a good stroke. In fact, boy, that's a magnificent stroke. Knocked the photographer off his perch. The biggest boundary here at Eden Park. And it was just a little short arm jab too.
Oh, this is brilliant batting because there's no absolute power from the arms at all. It's just absolutely timed. It's an abbreviated follow through. Oh man, that's in the slot. Beautifully hit.
And that's gone for another. Man, oh man, he is just starting to play strokes of, well, unbelievable.
Well, that's an incredible shot. Okay, it is a short boundary, and he is exploiting it to a certain degree, but he knows it's there, and he deliberately lines it up. Fantastic shot that off the front foot, just hoisting Mackay and Tini. He's no slouch.
Good stroke, Oram. Got under it enough to get it up and over mid-on. Oh, lovely shot, Cairns. Nice placement. Crisp. Got the feeling he's got this one better. Oh, yes.
Short boundary. Now, I promise you, he didn't get that one as well as he could have either. There's a little smile about it because it sort of hit the inner half, but it is a short boundary and there's enough on it. Just crept over. So, Jake Oram, well, he's going to block down the other end. I'll catch him up.
We'll do this if it's not turning much. As he stayed at home. The value of that coming down the pitch. The bowler dropped short.
Yeah, that's one of the basics of batting. If you can use your feet well, then you dictate the length to the bowler, and he thinks you're coming, you don't. Stay at home, little feint as if you are.
30 runs in boundaries to Oram. Oh, he's gone hard at that. Might get away with what is really quite a streaky 4 to finish the over, and that's 50 for Jacob Oram.
A little streaky, but it's a well-played innings, well constructed from Jake Oram. Could get 2 in a row here.
There it is. He's threaded it through. Chris Cairns, his 5th Test century. You just sense he's been waiting to make a significant contribution this summer. There it is. Oh, and it's gone fine. I think one hand just came off the bat and he just sort of angled it round, so it did go fine.
Oh, he's advancing now. Scary stuff if you're a bowler. He'll take a boundary. More damage upon Te-Bruga. But this man here, what sensational striking.
I'll have some of this on the walk. Just like this indeed, because Te-Bruga's just that consistent pace. Just nonchalant stuff. He's walked up the wicket, walked down straight too in front of his stumps. Shades of Dean Jones in his heyday in one-day cricket. And he split the two men behind square.
Well, his 50 came up off 41 deliveries. His 100 off just 112. He's got no intention of slowing down either. There's another one. Over wide mid on this time. It'll pitch, it'll bounce a couple of times, it'll roll into the boundary. Consecutive fours for Cairns. Well, that's hit something too. That'll race down for four as well. We'll wait for the silver signal. It's leg byes. And that's the 500 up for New Zealand. 500 for 6.
Got to be easy against Alex Cairns. He loves to sweep and he loves to go clean over the offside. And that is just another one. Add that to the list of sixes.
Fifth six for Chris Cairns. And this is just effortless. There's power there, but there's also superb timing. There you go, there's another one. Acres of space through the cover region. Cairns picks up another 4. He's gone this time though. He stays put to Chris Cairns because he knew where that was heading. Right over the top. Number 6 for Chris Cairns. Quite tremendous. 524 for 6.
All these 6s and 4s are boring. Here's another one. It's a big one too. Chris Cairns, you can't have it all your own way. Jake Oram wants to join in.
Well, they're closing in on a record that has been held for a long time, and that is the 7th wicket record against all countries for New Zealand, held by Warren Lees and Richard Hadley, 76-77. Could this be it? Yes, it is. There's the record. They have gone past Hadley and Lees and now post the highest ever 7th wicket tally ever against any country. Now, is that a catch that's been put down? I think it's Graham Smith at square leg as well. And he's wringing his hand. I'm sorry, it was Sean Pollock. Couldn't see under that hat. They look pretty similar. And Oram swinging that very hard to square leg in the air. And yes, straightforward catch. That has summed up the feeling in the South African camp. Doom and gloom now. Nicely played. Delicate touch from Oram. Is this it? Is this the 150? Yes, it is. Up into the terraces. Holy cow. Chris Cairns, 150. 200 partnership as well.
And more catches for the crowd. What a knock it's been. 159 deliveries, 150 for Chris Cairns. Power deluxe.
His 7th 6. Oh, lovely shot. That has been the feature for me. Oram down the ground. Beautiful flowing covered straight drive, and he did that from the outset.
Just keep doing this sort of stuff. There's a man out there, and it's gone through him. Well, that is sloppy. Jeremy Coney talked about dismantling of the bowling. Well, the fielding, it's not backing up, and it's getting more and more ragged.
Short arm jab from Cairns. It's short, angled into the pads. Cairns clubbing that away. Should have been stopped here, right there. Biggott's high, running in, long on, underneath it, gone. Cairns gone. Callis the catcher. Cairns 158. Going for another big 6.
Well, what a shame. Standing ovation, because from New Zealand's perspective, I'd love to have Chris Cairns come back here tomorrow morning and just carry on. He got it near the toe end of the bat and went a long way up in the air, but a comfortable catch to Jacques Kallis. Listen to the crowd here. Standing ovation. They've gone crazy. Chris Cairns has 158. New Zealand now 574 for 7.
2 left-handers at the crease now.
Polite ripple around the ground of applause for Tory. It's off the mark.
Bowled him. Intini's through Oram. Oram gone for 90.
Well, it's almost a tired-looking stroke, really. Feet here. It just didn't really quite go with the foot. Just thinking about the pace. Well, it's his first 2 deliveries up around 130. He's over the moon, Mackay and Tini, but what a great hand from Jacob Oram. Gone for 90. New Zealand now 578 for 8.
Oh, Tuffy's off the mark.
In classic tail-ender style. And Daryl Tuffy is off the mark with a streaky little outside edge.
So at this stage in the match, New Zealand have earned themselves about a day of pressure. Also, I suppose, just into a second new ball, if you like, as well. So there we are. It's the end of day 3 here at Auckland. New Zealand have scored 383 runs in the day. They have a convincing lead at the moment. And we've seen some great batting. It's been a hard day for South Africa. 187 runs in the 3rd session between tee and stumps. Look at that RPO for a test match. That's more like one-day proportions. New Zealand have lost 5 wickets throughout the day.
Hopefully back. See how I sleep.
You have to say they've won the day again. No doubt about that. With the Cairns and Oram show, it was just phenomenal. So, Jerry Coney mentioned lots of personal milestones. McMillan and Cairns bringing up 3,000 test runs each. Styrus with a personal best score here, as well as Cairns 158. Just the sheer power and strength of Cairns and Oram, just so dominant, putting on 225 for the 7th wicket to see it through to 584 for 8. Pollock, Tini, Trabuga, Kallis, Boyer, all finding it tough going here on day 3 of this test match. Some phenomenal partnerships and goodies there. Richardson and Styrus 125, Styrus McMillan 148, and then you come down to that record there. Cairns and Oram 225 they put on.
Welcome to Eden Park. This is day 4 of the 2nd National Back Test match.
Edged right through the middle, and it's 4.
Oh, it's a nice stroke. Got in behind it nicely and worked it on the onside. Looks like they can come back for 3, and Tuffy's going to keep the strike again. Because that's the end of the Intini over. 8 runs from it. 593 for 8.
Gone. Straight through. Just walked across. Played slightly across the line. Not a lot of bounce from Shaun Pollock, and it's been a long time between the first and the second for Shaun Pollock. He got McMillan with a plate on yesterday, so it's 3 for Shaun Pollock, but hitting about halfway up, which is not a huge amount of bounce. But, probably pleased the New Zealanders in many ways. Tuffy out for 13, lead 299, 595 for 9.
Tuffy gone, now Chris Martin.
There is a world record in the offing, Jerry. There is. He holds the world record, but he only shares it at the moment.
Who's this, Chris Martin?
Yes, with Ram Narayan from the West Indies. 8 scoreless test innings in a row. So if he gets a nought here, there's another world record.
Outstanding, Barry. Yes, it is!
Yay!
Records and stumps all over the place.
4 for Shaun Pollock. Excuse our mirth, please, Chris Martin. We really didn't mean to be mean, but here it is. Not a lot of bounce, and see how far that hits. Oh, is he jumping back? He thought it was going to be the real bouncer around about throat high. He's banged it into the pitch as Shaun Pollock, and it's hit the middle stump. So he'll have his chance now, Chris Martin, with the ball. Daniel Vettori, just 4 balls this morning, so he didn't really have any chance to get away at all. And South Africa will be reasonably happy, if you can be, when you're behind by 299, that they've bowled New Zealand out. The lead is under 300. It's over to the batsman now. Well bowled, Shaun Pollock. Long, hard 33 overs for him. It seems a long time ago when Michael Papps was caught for naught, and there's been some tremendous batting between then and now. That was a hard slog. 4 got into the hundreds. Shaun Pollock in the end getting a good return. 4 wickets for him. 3 for Intini, and 1 each for Callis Boyer. And Graham Smith, the skipper, came on for just a few. In fact, he bowled respectively, really, in such a big total. 148, nearly 149 overs for 595. Huge total. There it is. Everything for South Africa to do. A lot will depend on Graham Smith, Herschel Gibbs and Jacques Kallis, who all got away in the first innings but really didn't make it count. Here we go. First ball. And everybody in the South African dressing room will be watching to see if it swings. He gone! First ball! Round his legs! Everybody to a man from the New Zealand side runs up to Chris Martin. Dream start for New Zealand. Can you believe this? Very first ball of the innings. The South African captain is on his way. He's almost embarrassed, Chris Martin. He shouldn't be. He's bowled well.
Very full. We're expecting the wicket of Chris Martin. We weren't expecting this. He moved with the bat in his hand to the ball in his hand, and it's just hit the outside of the leg stump. Very full. And Smith looking to just work it down leg side, the bat outside the pads. He didn't get a touch at all, and it hit the leg stump hard. Smith gone for a duck, and South Africa are 1 for none.
Good stroke from Gibbs. So Martin was looking for some swing. It wasn't there, and therefore a half volley presented to Gibbs, who put it away in regal fashion. Very fine, and that'll run away. Nice touch from Gibbs. That's a good stroke. Standing tall. He was too short, and he had time to play that beautifully for his first boundary. So his footwork Oh, good shout. It didn't come back. The angle was always sort of maybe outside leg stump towards McCullum, the wicketkeeper. Well, so yeah, just pitching outside leg. He's that sort of bowler. And while it actually did, it straightened a bit more than I thought, Smithy. And may have gone on to pitch a hit off stump, may have, but it's always doubtful. And of course, pitching outside leg meant not out.
I think he's a good umpire, this bloke. I think if you get out LBW with him on, then you know you're very, very close. Is that dropped? Is that a genuine chance to Michael Paps? Sort of lost it for a second myself. Maybe it just bounced in front of him, didn't it?
Good toss. Martin trying to get it to swing. Didn't work. So Gibbs picks up 4 more.
And he'll find it again. Low full toss, half volley, 8 runs. And it doesn't swing, it just stays out there. Punishing player. He's the kind of player that you can set you back when you've got high expectations of keeping it tight and putting real pressure on a top order. He can take it away from you. Quick, smart.
Scott Styris. He's gone for this and got lucky. Got very lucky. With 3 slips and 2 gullies. Goes all the way to the fence very quickly.
No luck for Jacob Oram. Plenty for Rudolph. No feet movement at all, was there? He just threw the hands at the ball. Very lucky to bisect the gap between the 3 slips and 2 gullies. That's a strong cordon that Stephen Fleming set.
That's just a little full. Gibbs peels off his 5th 4. Oh, it's an edge and it's gone too high. Just when we were talking about the ball keeping low.
And I was going to start, if nothing else happened, talking about the gap between keeper and first slip between Stephen Fleming and Brendan McCullum, and this is about the line I was talking about. You know, that's really not that catchable a height for McCullum, but it is for Fleming. Quite a wide gap, isn't it?
Too wide, Ian. Too wide for this pitch.
You mean that should go to someone's hand?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
One more.
I must admit, I do like watching Herschel Gibbs bat. I mean, he just looks to me to make some cricket shots just so boringly easy. His cover drive, his off drive, his pull shots from time to time. It's just so casual. Go back to the point I made earlier. If you make a mistake as a bowler, he will generally make you pay.
Now there's the one that goes wide of the slips. 3rd slip has gone out now and just gone a little wide into about a 5th slip, which I've got to say, if you pick out someone like that at 5th slip and you, as a captain, you say, go away from 3rd slip and go and stand at 5th, please. And then a catch goes there, you think, oh, it's my day. There he is, just on the left of your screen there, Paps. Now it's gone through 3rd slip.
He's a good player. Wide half volley, he'll find the gap. There it is, it's wide of off stump. Carted through cover for 4. With so much time, Gibbs. Oh, belted. That's a good approach. Just the boundary. It hasn't gone all the way for 6, but that's interesting. And if I'm Victoria, I don't mind that. I'm quite interested in someone that's going to come at me that early.
The 2Ks are about to follow. Callis and Kirsten. One feels they hold the key to this match, really. New Zealand are able to get through those next two players. 5 bowlers have been used by Fleming. Vettori just the 1 over. The bulk of the bowling done by Oram and Martin. So here's the overall situation in the match. New Zealand a healthy lead after scoring 595. And 73 for 1 South Africa. Gibbs and Rudolph at the crease. Chris Martin 1 for 26. So 226 behind, 9 wickets in hand.
Lovely shot from Herschel Gibbs. More brute force, I guess, than easing it through the covers. But the same result all the same. 78 for 1. Terrific innings. Look at that, to 73 balls. He doesn't muck around, does he? 10 fours. Crunching stroke. Cairns is trying to extract something out of this pitch with the odd short pitch delivery, but every time it has been sent and dismissed to the boundary.
It's pretty easy batting wicket. Just sits up when you bang it in short. It's got to be above head high, otherwise it's going to be dispatched. No uncertain terms, and Jacques Rudolph just wide of mid-on.
Good stroke here. Boy, he's got a good eye, this man.
Flicked away. Absolutely imperious. What a shot. Straight off the middle. You can't err 1 millimetre off line to Herschel Gibbs.
He got the angle, and as soon as he saw the angle, he just sort of drop kicked it. A little short arm drop kick there is such a thing. Gorgeous shot. More runs for Gibbs. 10 runs from 2 deliveries. They're starting to smoke it all around Eden Park, as Cairns did to South Africa yesterday. Up she goes, but it's clearing the keeper, of course. And away to the fine leg fence. Very fine. Cairns for a minute might have thought this was it. 100 up for South Africa, 100 partnership as well. That's a good shout. I think it's going down. No. De Silva says no. I'm not sure about this at all. It just didn't feel right to me, but Gibbs is on his way. Ahsoka De Silva is the one that counts. And there's the breakthrough. Look at the angle from where the ball is being delivered from. Oh dear, that's a shocker to me. That is going past leg stump. You can see middle stump, and Gibbs has been absolutely sawn off here at Eden Park. That is a critical and defining moment in this test match, and that is a big blow. Gibbs gone for 61, 103 for 2. Callis peels off a beautiful straight drive. Boy. Yes, he's in form. Already in just 5 deliveries. Callis is up to 7. Beautiful stroke again, this time off his hip. Well, 10 from the over.
That's short and wide. That's not looking after the ball. That is fair raced away. Straight away. Now, a little bit of fortune that happened for the New Zealand batsman. He's now running for the South Africans. Fuller, and that's a long half volley. And that's what happens to them. 50 for Jacques Rudolph. And a good fighting gutsy knock. Oh, that is exquisite. He's giving us the full repertoire through the offside. Bowler may be aggrieved, but His last 2 strokes, total control. Big shout here. Just a little bit of movement, maybe tailing. Well, hard to get an LB out of him.
Wasn't a bad shout either. It's exactly what the New Zealanders are starting to look at. These sorts of decisions. Now that, to me, has hit him round about middle. He's got really the pad is protecting. He couldn't get the bat at the ball. It's very close. The height's no problem.
It's Chris Martin. What a way to start the second hour. A Callis cover drive for 4 and Tuffy limping after it quite noticeably.
And 4 more. Already he's up to 24 in just 27 deliveries. 5 4s and no mood to muck around. Ooh, he's a bit loose there. Bit loose indeed.
I think they've just all of a sudden directed the attack a little wider of off stump to Jacques Kallis after the drinks meeting.
He's just repeated the first ball of the over. Four more. Kallis on fire here. Here he goes. Kallis, use of the feet. Magnificent stroke. Oh, what a treat we're seeing from Kallis today. Here he comes, and he's hit it well. He's hit it very well. The left-handers have prospered at Eden Park in this match. There's been an almost a number of 6s off Boyer yesterday. Jacob Oram helped himself, and now Rudolph hits a beauty.
Well, that's great batting, but it's giving Vettori a chance. It is. I mean, okay, it's cost him 6, but you got to get it exactly right. If you miss it, you're in stumping territory. If you don't hit it right, it's good over at batting towards the end, but Vettori had his say as well. It's fascinating cricket at the moment. 171 for 2.
64 Rudolph. Been an innings of good character. Just when he and the team needed it. He's got the strike as well, Rudolph. Tory none for 19. They won't want him to settle. They didn't let Ken settle at all. And they've also gone after Chris Martin. 1 for 42 off 8. South Africa are trucking along at 4.3 runs per over in this innings.
Slip in place, man under the helmet. Oh, that's good bowling from Vettori. That nearly squeezed its way past Rudolph's inside edge. Just threw his hands out at the ball there. Almost paid the price.
Beautifully bowled. That's the change of pace that you're looking for, and just driving him on the back foot, but skidding it through a little quicker. 84.
Lovely piece of bowling. You don't see misjudgment from Jacques Kallis too often. It seemed a long time ago now. The ball before the tea break on day 1. Chris Cairns bowled Herschel Gibbs with a beauty. Graham Smith got knocked over first ball after tea. That'll go the whole way. Just dropped it too short, Scott Styris on a leg stump line. And Rudolph cashed in. .50 for Jacques Kallis. Another superb effort. Chanceless, one close LBW shout. But all in all, marvellous effort. Shot. Marvellous cricket shot that.
Glorious shot. It really was a good shot, especially just before tee. He chased it, did Jacques Rudolph, and then just eased it where there's no fielder. Let it run off the face of the bat, too wide. And that's gone for 4-2. No such thing as playing for tee. If it's up in the slot, I'll have a piece of it. 9 runs off the over. This is as good as any of the boundaries that have been hit.
Oh, magnificent shot. Possibly the shot of the day, that one. What a way to go to the tea break. 198 for 2. South Africa, they trail by 101 runs. 198 for 2 they are. 52 overs bowled by the New Zealanders. Rudolph 83 not out, Kallis 51 not out. 6 bowlers used by New Zealand. Successful wicket takers. Chris Martin 1 for 42. Jacob Oram bowled well, 1 for 30. Dan Vettori, left arm spinner. Expect to see a lot of him in this last session. 9 overs, 1 maiden. Wicketless at this stage for 34 runs.
That swing. That is late swing.
Certainly is. Jacob Oram, a big exponent of the reverse. In fact, none of the New Zealand bowlers really are. Bowling fairly close in. Just that angle, that's come back appreciably. It really has. You see the way he released that with his fingers at the end. It was very nice. A half-hearted shout. Scratch of the chin. Sorry, son. Changes of pace for a different length there, but that is a good stroke because the width is there and the 200 up with the 100 partnership.
It's a free hit. South Africa have not been missing out on those today. That's a glorious shot. One of the best from Rudolph. One of the very best. And off the back foot, he knew it had beaten McMillan. That's why he gave the big bold call of yes. Six off this over. It's nicely played onto the back foot. Seems to be getting better and better by the moment. Jacques Rudolph, he's 95. Coming back for the second, they'll have to hurry, he does. Chris Martin's throw was a little bit away from the base of the stumps. Good running Jacques Rudolph, he's keen to stay on strike and get this 100.
Inside edge and pitching outside anyway.
No, you're right. What from pitching outside leg and him hitting it? It's pretty close, wasn't it?
And that is his 100. Stunning stroke to bring up a very gutsy and courageous innings by Rudolph.
Wasn't quite sure how to go about his work on the first day. He's learnt very quickly. This has been an exceptionally positive knock. Came in at a very difficult time, Jacques Rudolph. Second ball with a deficit of 299. 3 hours later, he finds himself on 100. Well played, Jacques Rudolph.
Lovely placement. Boy, he's really timing it as well. That's left the fielders for dead. That's 4. That was a bad delivery from Vettori.
That's 4. Down to third man. Just squatted on him a bit, Jacques Kallis, and he was in a the doldrums for a while, but a couple of boundaries have accelerated it on a bit. Stretching for it. Still came off the middle. Yeah, the first 50, Jacques Kallis had 36. Jacques Rudolph just 15. Now they've put on 133. And they're just about even. LM Dar? I don't think so. It's outside leg anyway. Quite a long way. Off the edge. Down to third man. Bit streaky, but he was committed to the shot, Jacques Kallis.
We've seen a lot of those sort of shots today. That'll race away for 4. Very strong on the pull shot.
Well, if you get too short, then this happens, especially to a man who's in and been batting for some time. Talked about just getting it really between that and the last ball. Good strong shot.
Well, there's a big appeal from McMillan. He's got some in swing, and yes! Umpire De Silva says you're on your way. Craig McMillan has provided the breakthrough we were just talking about. The new ball is just around the corner. Is there some life left in this match?
Well, while they're still behind, of course, there is. Jacques Kallis had a little bit of luck earlier to Scott Styris. We showed you that in the package. This one's just angled back in and has hit Kallis as he's come forward, about middle and off. Alim Dar doesn't give many LBWs. But Ahsoka De Silva does. Gone for 71, 249 for 3. Was it outside leg something? No, it's not. Another LBW. 2 quick wickets. This one by Alim Dar. Now, I just got a feeling, I've got to say, without even seeing the replay, where did it pitch? Just beyond. Just outside the leg stump, but only just.
Well, one has to say in real time, that had a real outlook about it. The feet didn't go, he was caught on the crease. Another big moment. In fact, that's a huge moment for New Zealand. Gary Kirsten, the key batsman, on his way for 1. 250 for 4. And the crowd are in behind Chris Martin. First ball, got him! Amazing stuff, Chris Martin. Michael Paps at square leg. Very first ball, Neil McKenzie, he's too loose. He's chipped it to Paps, good catch too, high above his head. Well, 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 what a test match this is.
Well, first it was the K Club, Kallis and Kirsten, and then McKenzie arriving and pushing out, I think, in front of himself far too far. And you hit the ball high in the air on the leg side, but Paps really, who's not a tall man, getting off the ground and taking a very good catch, giving himself extra inches. Neil McKenzie's gone now for no score. It's now 250 for 5. So that brings Chris Martin bowling to Boucher. Martin on a hat-trick. Now that's the Paps-Martin combination, but this time no result.
And that will fly to the boundary for 4 byes. Here's Danny Morrison and Ian Smith.
Thanks, Gav. Well, that last 10 minutes has woken me up, I've got to say. And this will have woken Brendan McCullum up a bit, nearly woke the helmet up. 116 not out, Jacques Rudolph. It's been a sterling performance. Young man under pressure has come up with the goods. Gibbs and Kallis both undone with LBWs. Apart from that, there hasn't been too much resistance. 65, Chris Martin, 9 for the match so far. Beautifully played. What magnificent shot, the back foot, that is. No bounce, and it's come right out of the middle of the bat. Magnificent shot. Out of the foot marks and always in control. This might go for 4. In fact, it does. Chris Martin is quite square at the fine leg. Not sure if he picked it up that early, but he got nowhere near it. Edge, and Fleming's held onto it. The new ball has come up trumps, and Chris Martin has got 10 wickets. 10 wickets in the match. The skipper's holding on to them all of a sudden, and Boucher's on his way back. It's 272 for 6.
What a good catch this is. Look at that seam, good seam. And he had to have a go, Boucher. Wicketkeepers just can't resist, and what a good catch in the end. It's been a season for dropsies for Stephen Fleming, but not this time, not when it counts. When it really counts at the end of day 4. Boucher has to go for 10 in South Africa, 272 for 6.
Here's Martin. Right on the spot, and Sean Pollock, beautiful on drive to get off the mark. Well, that may well be a boundary. In fact, it would work in New Zealand's favour if it was, because it would mean that Sean Pollock has to go back down the other end and take another one. Got a feeling that Chris Cairns may well have been in contact with the rope as he touched the ball here, and that might not be a bad thing. Yep, that's a boundary. The slips no, because they haven't changed over for the left-hander. Slip cordon are just staying as if they were for a right-hander. Here's Chris Martin. Jacques Rudolph turns and goes, and Alendar says that's enough for the day, fellas. Probably is too. We've seen plenty. Been 8 wickets fall, and they'll go to Chris Martin. Another sterling performance. Crowd will rise because they've had some magnificent entertainment. Nonetheless, Jacques Rudolph, who has been superb. 121 for Rudolph. So just an unbelievable performance. An outstanding display. Concentration, resistance. And the first ball, when he saw his captain go, he weathered the storm of a whole cricket ball and has come back to fight again. So yeah, first of all, let's acknowledge Jacques Rudolph, who's been brilliant, really brilliant. And then we'll turn our attention to Chris Martin, who'll lead the New Zealanders off, who's been equally so. 2 youngsters trying to establish themselves have got centre stage.
Well, he did it on day 2. Chris Martin, he led the New Zealanders off there with his performance of 6 for 76. And here, well, 4 for 71 in the second innings. It's been a session, 4 wickets, 79 runs. Well, you got to say, Smithy, New Zealand's again.
Well, it's New Zealand's session without doubt. It's been New Zealand's last 2 or 3 days, but I'm not going to say it's over yet. I'll wake up and pull the curtains back and see what the weather holds, and then I'll wait for New Zealand to come and try and break through Rudolph and Pollock and Boyer and Tini and Tavruga. They'll have plenty to say tomorrow morning and maybe into the afternoon to make it as tough as possible. But the odds are on New Zealand. They've got everything in their favour. They've still got a lead of 22 runs. They've got a brand new cricket ball, and if they don't come tomorrow morning fired up, I'll go he. Jacques Rudolph, 121 not out. Can't say enough about it. 4 for 71, Chris Martin. 1 for 43, Oram. 1 for 3, McMillan. And let's not forget the fact that he removed Jacques Kallis at a crucial stage. And there's still a little bit of bowling left in the tank with the others. Cairns sitting on 199 wickets. Vittori, none for 54. Styrus, none for 39. We may not see Tuffy again. He's limped off and has not been part of proceedings at all this afternoon, really.
Here we go, day 5. Oh, beautiful fluent stroke. Nice stroke. And he's timed it as well. Thought it was a push for a 2, but Jacques Rudolph's picked up the first boundary of the morning with a delightful little cover drive. Repeat of the stroke, and a good one again. Same result. Just creeping over the boundary. Rudolph continuing his terrific form from yesterday.
That's the right thing to do from South Africa's perspective. So the foot started to go more to the shot, but you just got to keep playing a natural game. If the ball is up there, regardless if it's new, and the bowler's taken 10 wickets in the match so far, if it's in the slot, it's got to go.
Solid stroke from Pollock. In fact, he got a lot of that. It's Mark Richardson who's taking 2 forward and 1 back as he pulls it in. So Pollock gets off the mark for the morning. Moves up to 8. Edged, and Fleming has sucked it in beautifully. Pollock too loose. Far too loose on this occasion. He just didn't look settled. And Chris Martin has picked up another fifer. This is wonderful. 11 wickets in the match. And the first breakthrough this morning for New Zealand.
Well, he joins Dennis Lilly with 11 wickets on Eden Park. And a good seam, lovely zone. It's just in there. And the big buckets of Stephen Fleming. Well, not quite as clean as he normally is. A bit like last night. But it doesn't matter. He has taken the catch. And that is a beauty. Pollock has to go for 10. South Africa now 290 for 7.
Boundary. Through the slips cordon. It means South Africa now are in front of New Zealand. Lead by 2, and credit by 2, so New Zealand have to bat again to win this game. Nothing surprising in that.
Beautiful shot. That's a lovely off drive for 4. And a little ominous, Nicky Boyer. 305 for 7. One more beautiful on drive. Fantastic shot for 4 more. Back to back, Nicky Boyer. There's 1, and there's 4. Beautiful square drive. You only have to get the placement right, and Jacques Rudolph's doing that now on a regular basis.
Oh, that's a good bit of bowling. Straight through Boyer.
Straight through the keeper too. 4 bars. Encouragement for Vettori, but just unlucky. It bounced a bit much. Is that a 4 that he was signalled? Did he say that came off the inside edge? Let's have a look. Might have given runs. No, he has signal bars. The little noise was Boyer hitting the pad. Swept away. 327 for 7.
There we go, there's an edge. Chris Cairns, 200 test wickets, a marvellous moment for Christopher Cairns. Well-deserved milestone. Big moment for New Zealand in this test match too. But he'll take and accept the congratulations of his teammates and the crowd. A standing ovation for Chris Cairns. Big moment.
What a test match he's had. 150 with a bat, and he batted quite beautifully. Now just a little feather from Nicky Boyer, chasing a wide one. McCullum does the rest. Up goes the umpire's finger. 200 for Chris Cairns. He thoroughly deserves this. What a match he's had. An awkward partnership comes to an end. 327 for 8. Whoops, that's off the edge. It'll be 4. 333 for 8.
In the air this time. We'll pick out the man at square leg. Comfortable catch. Another wicket for Chris Cairns. New Zealand are now 1 wicket wicket away from cleaning up the South African innings. McMillan takes the catch. Slower ball from Cairns.
Yeah, well bowled, Chris Cairns. It was only a matter of time before Mackay Antini was going to try and launch. Didn't spot the slower ball until quite late. It was almost on him, almost through with his shot. Had to drag it away towards square leg, and waiting there is Craig McMillan. Straight in the pouch. Another one for Cairns, 3:37 for 9.
Uses his feet. It's a very good effect.
Almost within sight of 150 here with this boundary. Fleming had set the field well back, just that one man in sort of the 30-metre circle range. Well, that's the 150.
Wonderful effort. Superb powers of concentration for Jacques Rudolph. And this will help cement his spot at number 3, young player. Comfortable little single, bring up that milestone, 150 now. Don't worry about the single. It's going to go all the way for 4. Just the one bounce. And shot, 349 for 9. Slow ball and gone. There you have it. It's worked a treat. Chris Cairns has cleaned up the tail. Really smart piece of bowling to the number 11, David Trabugga. And that wraps up the innings for 349, a lead of 50.
Chris Cairns ends with 3 for 63. Slower ball. 10 k's slower than the previous delivery. It's Court Marshall, the sub. Cairns celebrates. New Zealand celebrate also because they have dismissed South Africa. The 349.
349. 154 the standout, not out. Bowling figures, star of the show, 5 for 104 for Martin. 1 for Oram, 1 for McMillan, and Chris Cairns picking up his 200, 3 for 63. 349 all out. So just the lead of 50. That is all. 296, played 5.95. South Africa trying to claw their way back into the game, or stay in the game really, and survive and try and bat time. Up to 349, so New Zealand just require 51 runs with all 10 wickets in hand to take out this second National Bank Test match here at Eden Park.
Second innings for New Zealand.
Beautiful cover drive for 4. Will make Mark Richardson feel a little bit better about his duel with Sean Pollock.
Yeah, 5 seamers. It's a bit of a sameness about the attack. Nicky Boyer really is a holding sort of pattern. Very good shot by Mark Richardson. Just let him off the hook a little bit, Sean Pollock. Thinking short, and then he's lobbed one in the slot, which he's put away.
Top edge, might have been a bit of helmet as well, but it's New Zealand's day. 1 bounce, 4. Maybe they'll both cop some short stuff at the basin.
No doubt. Not convincing. Likes to go forward, does Michael Paps. You see that initial step forward, and then it's suddenly on you. And if you can get the line right, Mackay Antini, you can trouble the batsman. Nothing to bowl to. Needed a bit of luck with the batsman.
Back of the bat, and Richardson's gone. So that tactic of ducking and taking your head away from looking at the ball, your line of sight, has backfired. He's been periscoped.
He certainly has, and I've seen it happen a couple of times. You don't leave the bat there, you don't take your eyes off the ball, otherwise this happens. Bang. Catch that. And you won't get a nicer catch than that in Test cricket. Nice little gentle catch for Nicky Boyer.
Teeny strikes. Stephen Fleming might be at the wicket. Might even be in the pavilion. Richardson out for 10. 20 for 1.
And it's your day. It's your day.
You get it through there. 4 slips in a gully. It's a perfect bisection. Trying to pull the bat away.
That is a good cricket shot, that. You can give that chase away. Beautifully timed.
Edging again. And another 4. Fleming very keen to get this game over and done with. His third boundary and just 4 deliveries. Nantini, a moral victory in the air a long way through that gully region.
Out ball there, because in the last over, one went through almost exactly the same spot.
Make it 5 from 6. And now just 9 to win. 3 4s in a row in this over.
Well, a very small crowd in here at Eden Park. These last rites here on day 5. It is the right thing to do from Stephen Fleming's perspective.
Here we go. 4 more. 4 in a row. New Zealand have dominated this test match from the start of day 2. And just to remind us all, it looks as though they're going to dominate it right at the end of this match, with Fleming now 4 4s in 4 balls, 24 off 7. It's just 5 needed. New Zealand win this test match, and they beat South Africa for the first time in New Zealand, and Stephen Fleming is the man, the captain. He hits the winning run, a massive 6 down the ground. New Zealand's 54th win, their 34th at home, their 8th here in Auckland, and the 20th victory for Stephen Fleming as captain of New Zealand.
And what a fitting way to bring it up. Fine style, trademark Fleming down the ground, off Mickey B all the way out of the park. Congratulations all round. He'll take a stump with him, a souvenir, rightly so. It's been a fascinating test match.
We've been blessed with brilliant blue skies throughout this test match. A terrific wicket as well, prepared by Mark Perham. Jacques Rudolph. Magnificent 150 unbeaten. Styrus, one of the men of the moment for New Zealand, and a very proud man there, New Zealand's captain. They take the lead, 1-0 in the series. 31 not out and 11 deliveries. There's been a number of 6s hit in this match. That probably the straightest, certainly one of the biggest. I just have a feeling it might have felt the best.